Hey, 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 how's everybody doing? I'm Robert Gelato. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Y'all give me a moment. I try to wait for people to come in, see who all tunes in before I start in on today's subject. I won't keep you guys for long. Got braids going everywhere. So today our topic is going to be about how our inmates are doing during COVID. Um, what they are going through, some of the things that um, they're not getting, some of the things that they're getting, and that's not enough of what they're supposed to get. Um, so I think we're going to start with them being on lockdown. We already know that the prisoners are, of course, in prison. So for them to actually be on lockdown means that they are confined to a very restricted area. More than likely, they are confined to their cells. They're confined to their cells for a majority of the time of the day, which is most of the time 23 hours a day. Sometimes they get out for rec, sometimes they don't. So sometimes they're locked up for 24 hours. Um, their their meals have changed. How they order their commissary has changed. How much commissary they can order has changed. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to get in a good spot. Um, there we go. Um, what they are eating, um, they are still in prison, so they are subject to shakedown. Um, and how many prisoners are actually on lockdown at this time? Um, there's a rounded number of 300,000 inmates who are on lockdown, which means there's no movement. Um, that means they're not getting their rec time. They're not getting any sun. Um, they're not getting the social aspect of just being around people. Um, their meals change drastically. Um, they can't order commissary like they would usually order. They have to, they're limited to how much they can spend. So even if they're on lockdown and the whole prison is on lockdown, they're going to be limited also to what they can spend at commissary, just due to the fact that trying to get a maximum spend to everybody would be really hard on the workers in the commissary, um, as well as frustrating to the inmates, which is understandable, but at the same time, they're already not being fed like they were. They are being fed sack lunches. Most of the time, a prison sack lunch um, has a sandwich, which is either peanut butter or jelly, maybe bologna sometimes, a juice, a fruit, and maybe a bag of chips. And it's a push on a cake or anything. That's kind of asking a lot. So with them only being able to eat that, or they're only getting that 3 times a day and not getting a hot meal, um, would drastically change their health, or how many their nutrients that they're getting that help their health. So By them not being able to eat and exercise properly, they are being punished without being punished. They're being punished on top of their punishment. Um, they're subject to shakedowns, which, if you have anything in your cell that you're not supposed to have, they're going to take it. It's going to be good as gone. Um, could possibly face more lockdown time. You could possibly face losing good time. You could possibly face getting more time onto the sentence you're already doing. And in these times, it's probably the last thing anyone wants to do is get more time added to their sentence. So, if you have any questions or anything about how that goes, how to check on your family that is incarcerated, because their contact with their family has been cut down, more than likely they cannot um, call out or have visits as they were before COVID hit. So it's not only stressful on the inmate, but it's also stressful on the family because the family has no idea what's going on with said inmate or with any inmates. So if you're looking, the best way right now to get in touch with an inmate is by mail. The only way an inmate wouldn't be able to write back is if they don't have stamps. But a majority of the federal prison systems do have an indigent um, program to where they can still get stamps to mail home letters to their children parents, just to let them know they're doing okay even on lockdown. um, if they're not using those resources even within the prisons to get help to write home or get in contact, or they didn't know about it, let them know. Tell them to ask a case manager, ask their counselor. Somebody can get them help with being able to reach out to their family to make sure everyone is okay, or let everyone know that they're okay. Because I'm sure there are kids and there are grandmas and moms and dads who worry about the inmates who are locked up. Um, it's not always when you go or you get locked up that you have someone or that there's somebody there. But most of the time, you have at least one, your mom or your grandma, who's always trying to hear from you or waits to hear from you just to know that you're okay. So, any of the prisoners who need um, help getting in or need to know how to get a hold of your case managers, which I'm sure you do because you should talk to them regularly, um, and just ask them how you can get stamps if that's not something that you're able to purchase. Um, the privileges they've lost over these past few months, they can't go outside and work out, which means for men sometimes it's not too hard. They can get down, do their push-ups, they know how to adapt into their situation. Females, we tend to do the same thing, but there are some things that we have to do outside, like run, um, walk, long distances. Those are kind of hard, or weightlifting. Those are kind of hard within a cell when you have nothing. So them not being able to be physically active as much or stretch out outside in the sun or get that vitamin D from the sun is it takes a toll on your body. You end up losing color. You get really bright. Um, all of that with the stresses of not being able to talk to your family, not getting the correct meals. Those could all um, take a toll on anyone's mind. There are phone lines that you can call for prevention or if you need help while in. If you feel like somebody that you know or that you are close to that is in prison, and they are having a hard time dealing with all the stress or the situations, just be an uplift to them. Stay as close as you can to them. Make sure you keep in touch with them as best as you can. We all know in these times it's really, really hard. It's hard to keep a hold of anyone, even out here. So stay close with those people. Let them know that you're there. Let them know that somebody is fighting for them. Let If there's something going wrong, and y'all feel that there should be something done about it, um, there are steps that you can take to file grievances, for that inmate, as well as them filing in there. The steps just have to be followed. When you don't follow the steps, it kind of throws the whole thing off whack, and you have to start all over again. So standing by the people that you love and letting them know that you're there, even if you have to call from out here. It's very possible. If you need that information, reach out to me, send me an inbox. I'll let you know how to go about the grievances so you can find out if they're okay, because there's a lot of people not being heard from. I was on Facebook not too long ago. There had been a riot at one of the prisons, and the news reported that there had been no one hurt. There had been um, no injuries, that the inmates were being taken care of. But we also got video from inside the prison, from the prisoners, and it showed prisoners strewn about the floor. They had been tear gassed. They weren't getting any help. They were laying on dirty floors. It was inmates piled on inmates. So make sure y'all check on your loved ones who aren't who are incarcerated at this time. Um, Especially if you've heard that there's been a riot or anything at that prison, check on your loved ones. Um, it makes a difference when they have people on the outside working for them, or not even working, just helping them, or letting the authorities on the inside know that yeah, there's somebody out here who actually cares about that person. Because when they don't have anything, or no one has anyone, then they tend not to care. They tend to put it on the back burner, to show less attention to those who have nobody else to say, hey, that inmate said they needed help. So when there's no one on the outside helping the people on the inside, it's a conflict. So it's harder for the inmate to get done what they need to get done. But as long as they know they have people on the outside, calling, checking on them, make sure they're okay. Yes, you can do that. You can call the prisons, you can call the counselors just to ask if they're okay. Tell them you're doing a well check, and they'll let you know what's going on. Let's see. Make sure, on another note, make sure if you haven't went in, or if you registered to vote, make sure you vote. We all know um, the candidates aren't great, but we all know that some people can't stay there. So I'm not going to stay on that too long. But with that being said, I said I wasn't going to keep you guys too long. I want to stop in and let you know, please check on your people in prison. Make sure they stay um they're staying taken care of. That the prisons are doing their jobs and doing what they're supposed to, and making sure your loved one is being taken care of in their time of need. Even even with everything going on. Um, we are also at Party Angels Radio. We're getting ready to do blanket drives. It's getting ready to get really cold outside. Getting dates together, locations. We're going to try to get this to where we are everywhere so you don't have to come too far to turn in a blanket. Give a blanket to someone who needs it. There are people outside who have nothing. Um, they have t-shirts, no jackets. So a blanket would help. We will also do a jacket drive. Um, I will let the dates be known on all of this. We will leave links to where you can go to find us so that you can donate, or to find a location where you can donate with Party Angels Radio for the blankets. Um, Jackets, we'll do a jacket drive. I'm in Austin, but we'll be doing that in Dallas, but we'll also be doing it in Austin also, so that we can touch more. Our goal with the drives is to reach as many people as possible. Reaching as many people as possible would mean that we have to go out of our comfort zone sometimes. I'll be traveling a lot. I'll probably travel down to Houston to see if we could get help down there. Probably travel over to West Texas to Abilene to see if we can't get blankets passed out down there. If you want to help donate, or if you like to donate a blanket to someone who really needs it, maybe a child, maybe a teenager, maybe a grown up, but in a time of need, who cares how old or what color or any of that? Um, we are all human. We should all have some kind of compassion or empathy. Um, so I will get you the links. I will let y'all know about events. There will be flyers posted. Y'all just stay in touch. I said I wasn't going to keep y'all too long. I just wanted to touch on the prisons and how our prisoners are on lockdown. Um, a lot of them are in solitary confinement. Solitary confinement means you're in confinement by yourself in a cell. Um, not supposed to be in your cell for more than a few days by yourself. People need people. People need to talk to people. People have to be able to hear people. People have to be able to see people. So being locked down alone is bad on your mental health. Being locked up in solitary confinement for too long could cause mental issues. Um, at the at the animal shelters, they don't place animals in cages alone unless they feel like they're going to hurt someone else, and they make sure that they're close to each other for the simple fact that they want to make sure that they stay sociable. I don't understand why humans aren't treated the same way. Um, But with that being said, make sure y'all stay close to your loved ones. Make sure y'all are checking in with them, or they're checking in with you if you haven't heard from them in a while. Send them a letter. Let them know you were thinking about them. It means a lot to a lot of people. Um, I'm going to go ahead and tune out. If y'all need me, I am your resource plugs. If you need anything with second chance jobs, if you need to know anything about second chance banks, um, a list of shelters or anything, send me a message. You can DM me. You don't have to leave a message up on a comment for everyone to see. You can DM me. Um, I'll keep it private. If you need help filling out any applications for any kind of help, let me know. I can get you to someone who can help you if I can't help you, but I'm pretty sure I can get it done for you. Um, with that being said, thank you all for tuning in to Hood Shit from a Hood Shit from a Hood Chick, having that kind of night. But y'all have a great night, and stay in touch. Be looking out for the drives that we're gonna do. Um, If you have any questions, DM us, DM any of us. Sure, they'll get you to the right person. Y'all have a great night. Thank y'all for tuning in again.
Yeah. They wanna treat us like we second tier talent or something. But we up, man. And we gon' keep grinding. And we gon' keep moving. And we gon' keep pushing till we get what we've been waiting on. Up squad. Man, I love this shit.